There are very few places where developer advocates and developer relations and experienced people can like all get together and learn from each other, and this is like the best place to do that.
Hi, I'm Peter Cooper, and I'm here talking today with Erin McKean, who works for IBM and many other things beside, including being a lexicographer in your spare time. And today you did a really good talk about kind of context in developer relations and kind of this idea of that when you give examples and demonstrations, you think about what the context of the user is and try and dwell within that context a bit more and help provide your own context by providing kind of what you called, what was it, teachable moments or learnable moments?
Teachable moments.
Yeah, so the thing I really liked about the talk was that when you talk about salient features of a product, and you had this example of a mug with a slogan on it, and you can get a mug without a slogan on it, but it's kind of not right until it has the slogan on it. And I just found that really interesting because it's not something that I would often think about when I'm communicating with other developers, is like what is all the, I guess I might say window dressing, but I don't mean that in a bad way. Kind of what is the thing that makes the set look like something where these people want to perform, essentially.
Right, like what's the differentiator, right? Like what makes this useful or important? And so there's like a couple different levels. So first of all, thank you, I'm glad you like the talk. But thinking about a piece of technology, like what's the bare minimum functionality? And then what makes something useful or important? And then what makes something implementable? And I think these are all different aspects of demoing or giving a tutorial, because I can show you, I can show you how to call an API, but can I show you like what use case it really works in? And then can I show you like how to really integrate it into what you're building? And if you don't have all of that, then your tutorial is not going to be as useful as it could be.
So this is a bit like when you might write a programming book, for example, and people have that classic example of object orientation. It's like, right, we've got a class that's called animal, and then we've got like a monkey, and I think people perhaps are trying to do what you're saying by doing that. They're not just calling it foo and bar and everything, but the fact is they've used a completely useless example. So is that just as bad as being completely generic?
I am a fan of using real data. And I feel like there are so many public and available data sets that you can build examples on that you should. I'm a huge fan of this tiny letter called Data is Plural. And every week he sends out like 5 or 6 public data sets.
Right.
And it's really easy to dump that into a local database or into a cloud service and then build off of that and show real data. And it's fun. The data set I like to use the most is a data set of over 200,000 Jeopardy questions. Because,
people can relate to that.
People can relate to that.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because I saw a very prominent JavaScript developer the other day tweet, and he said that when he does JavaScript training, he deliberately avoids any references to anything, and he uses foo and bar everywhere, like his variable names. And I was like, I don't like that idea. Like, it's just because I lose touch of what that means. It's so abstract. But he had these people saying, "Oh no, I agree." Like, because when you're learning syntax of a language, you don't want to be learning like a problem domain and a language at the same time. Now, is the problem what they're thinking about there? Is that they're thinking of a problem domain as being something that's kind of alien to the learner, and they should be picking a problem domain that is in their wheelhouse, as it were? Is that the issue?
I think so. I find it very hard to learn from abstract examples, and I think most people learn better through analogy and through real examples.
Yeah.
But then I'm a little biased because I came into coding from a very specific problem domain, and I tend to make all my examples kind of around that domain. But I think it's perfectly reasonable if you know that for a particular product or service that there are 4 or 5 different use cases to build tutorials in those domains.
So, well, you mean like if you've got the same content, you could almost restyle it to fit these different areas?
Yeah, like if you have a product that could be a dessert or a floor wax, right? You say, oh, okay, well, here's my floor wax demo, and
Yeah.
here's my dessert demo.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So have you enjoyed the event here so far? It's been an interesting day so far. I really enjoyed talking, not just yours, everyone's. How's it been?
I have learned so much. I've taken I have a little notebook. I've taken a ton of notes.
Yeah, so I've got paper here as well.
Yeah, I feel like there are very few places where developer advocates and developer relations and experienced people can all get together and learn from each other. And this is the best place to do that. Because we don't have a guild or a union,
Right. Yeah.
right? We've got to have a place where we can share knowledge.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've got to wrap it up now, but
It's
yeah.
always a pleasure talking with you,
Exactly,
Peter.
you too. So thank you very much. And obviously, if anyone's watching this online, come along to DevRelCon when it's on next. It's all around the world. It's a good event. I'm sure we'll be here again at some point.
I hope so.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.